You look up behind Tony Stark to see the Avengers Tower. You hadn't realized he made it this far. I'm not gonna hurt you, kid. Come with me. He is firm but not unkind with his command and waves a hand for you to follow him into the tower. You duck your head and do as you're told. You follow into an elevator. So, what's your name? Your name? And how old are you, like 10? I'm 15. Close enough. What happened? You assume you're in trouble for running into him, so you start trying to explain yourself. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bump into you, No, not that. I mean, what happened to you? Why are you all beat up? You look down at yourself. Your clothes are torn and you've got bruises on your arms and legs that you can see, as well as a gash on your left arm. You wonder if you should tell him the truth. Then the elevator dings. The door slides open to show a lab-type area with a man with curly hair is sat at a desk not too far away. Banner, this is your name. The curly-haired man spins around in his chair and meets your eyes. You break eye contact immediately and look at the floor instead. Oh my God, what happened to you? Now they both look at you and you shrink back a little bit where you stand. I, fell? They both give you a yeah right sort of look and you sigh, giving in. If they send you back, you'll just have to run away again. It was my foster father. We don't exactly get along. They both look at you with a look of pity and you hate it. You don't want them to feel bad for you. You want to be strong. The curly-haired man speaks first. Well, why don't you come over here and let me treat your wounds? I'm Bruce, by the way. Hi, Bruce. You follow him over to the chair he offers you. He scurries around gathering supplies, and you sit there looking at Tony Stark across the room. The elevator dings as it opens. You recognize the person who steps out. Black Widow. She's in casual clothing rather than the suit you usually see her in. She steps out of the elevator and turns back to Tony Stark. What's with the kid? Something's different about her. They don't realize you can hear them. If you were a normal person, you wouldn't be able to tell what they were saying. Bruce starts cleaning the gash on your arm, and you're beginning to feel all the pain that comes with your injuries now that the adrenaline is wearing off. What happened to her? Why is she beat up? I think she came from an abusive household. She said her foster father did that to her. They both turn away and lower their voices, and it makes it harder for you to hear them. You strain to hear what they're saying about you. Are you sure we can trust her? Yes, we can trust her. She's more afraid than anything. You should have seen her flinch earlier. Suddenly, Bruce jumps back from you, looking at you wide-eyed. The other two turn to see the commotion. What? What'd I do? Bruce opens and closes his mouth. Black Widow storms over. What are you? Shit. You must have your wolf ears out. You reach up to your head to feel that sure enough your ears are out. You focus to put them away. You look up at Black Widow. I'm sorry, I can leave. Please don't hurt me. Black Widow shifts and you flinch without meaning to. Her demeanor immediately softens. I'm Natasha, but you can call me Nat. What's your name? Your name? She gets down on one knee in front of you and takes your hand. You're safe here. We won't hurt you. Whoever did this to you won't ever do it again, I can promise you that. She looks back at Tony Stark, who nods in agreement. This all seems to be too good to be true. Why are they being so nice to you? Okay, thank you. Nat smiles at you and Bruce goes back to your wounds. Nat and Mr. Stark step aside and start talking again, but this time you're not focused on what they're saying. You're more focused on the pain you're feeling. You end up needing stitches in your arm, but other than that, you don't have injuries that are too bad. When Bruce is finished and you stand up, Mr. Stark comes back over to you. How would you like to stay here in the tower with us? You're shocked by the offer, and it takes you a moment to respond. Me? Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Is that a yes? You nod your head, unsure of what to say. Thank you, Mr. Stark. Call me Tony. Nat heads towards the elevator and waves a hand for you to follow her. Here, I'll show you your room. It'll be nice to have another girl around. End of a memory. Your name, are you alright? Her voice pulls you out of the flashback. Nat? You remember me? The look of surprise crosses her face for a moment. How much do you remember? Not much. Just running away from my foster parents, then bumping into Tony and meeting you in the tower. She nods, remembering. Nothing else? No, not yet. I do have a headache, though. You press a hand to the pounding in your head. That's what happens when you recover blocked memories too quickly. Don't try to remember any more today. It'll only get worse. You nod in understanding, but you're still curious about your past. You look out the window to see that the sun is setting. Nat hands you a blanket. Figured you might want this. You look at the blanket to see that it's your favorite blanket, the one you wrapped up in before. Thank you. She turns to leave, and then you think to ask her. Maybe she'll tell you. Hey. She turns back to you. Where's Loki? Is he okay? You're not sure why you're so worried about him, but that doesn't change the fact that you are. Nat rolls her eyes at you. You barely even remember who you are, and you're still worried about Loki? You shrug. He is unharmed. Pissed, but unharmed. I have to go. Good night. She turns and leaves, seeming irritated.